The full moon in Sagittarius, time to embrace the unknown and explore your true potential. Hello, beautiful people. Life can be a challenge, but at least we have each other. Yes, the full moon in Sagittarius begins on June 3rd or June 4th, depending on where you live. So in the first part of this video, I'm going over the 3 things everyone should know about this full moon. Then I will go over how it will affect your individual sign. And all I ask in return is that you give that like button a little tap, a baby tap. Okay, no more wasting time. Let's go. The full moon in Sagittarius takes place on Sunday, June 4th at 3:42 a.m. Universal Time, which would be 8:42 p.m. on Saturday, June 3rd if you are on Pacific Time, 11:42 p.m. also on June 3rd if you are on Eastern Standard Time, and for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, this will be at 1:42 p.m. on Sunday, June 4th if you're in Sydney, Australia, and 5:42 a.m. also on June 4th in Johannesburg, South Africa. So let's jump right into the 3 things you need to know in order to make the most of this energetic opening. Number 1, this full moon will bring the powerful energy of the number 3, the number 4, and the magical tarot energy of the Temperance card. For those of you that live where the full moon will be taking place on the 3rd, you can harness the power of the number 3, which in numerology means good fortune, an abundance of energy, and a confirmation of support from the universe. So if you are seeing the number 3 often during this full moon energy, just know that it is a message telling you that now is the time to take action. The energetic alignment is right for you to really manifest your dreams into reality. So do not hold back, just go for it. And if you live where the full moon takes place on the 4th, you can tap into the number 4, which in numerology stands for responsibility, organization, and determination. So if you find yourself seeing the number 4 often during this full moon energy, just know that this is a message to not give up, to keep pushing forward because your time is near, but it's going to take hard work, consistency, and focus on your part. That way the universe can do its part. And the Temperance card will be bringing the message of harmony in terms of what you will achieve by balancing your subconscious mind with the material world. So the message that is coming your way is, in order to manifest your dreams into reality, you must believe in your subconscious that it is already done. Then the material world can reflect that back to you. Don't think in terms of I want or I desire. Think in terms of I am. Number 2. This full moon will be forming a positive aspect with Mars in Leo, a challenging aspect with Saturn in Pisces, and a challenging aspect with Neptune in Pisces. The relationship the full moon will be forming with Mars, the action planet of ambition, desire, and passion, will lend to you intuitively having the vision for what you see your life being, and then bringing you the information on how to manifest that into reality. So this is the time where you will be clear on the first step to take when it comes to manifesting the vision that you have for yourself. So take that first step. Then the second step will come to you, and then take that step. Trust your instincts and don't spend too much time trying to see the entire journey. Just the first step and go. And the moon's relationship with Saturn could lend to you having feelings of loneliness or sadness or even bitterness. But remember, Saturn is the planet of life lessons. So these emotions are coming up to give you the opportunity to identify what is at the root of these emotions, which will then give you the opportunity to know that if you change the way you look at your life situation, then the feelings that you have about your life situation will also change, which will bring your power back to you. Saturn and the full moon will be working together to remind you that your happiness and your fulfillment are found within, not in outside sources. And the moon's relationship with Neptune, the planet of intuition, spirituality, dreams, and delusions, will bring on possible feelings of confusion and emotional insecurity. And this is also a gift from the universe because this is an opportunity to learn how to deal with uncertainty. And the way to do that is to take a moment and ask yourself, what are the facts? What do I know and what can I prove to be true? And then respond based on the facts, not on speculation or emotions that can come and go. This way you will feel powerful and certain as you move forward. Number 3. This full moon in Sagittarius will be working with the Gemini sun to assist you in using your mental clarity and deeper understanding to embrace the idea that your opinion of yourself is your most important viewpoint. You are infinitely greater than you think you are. Now, if you want to check out the full moon ritual that will assist you in tapping into this power and optimizing its effects, I have a video taking you through those steps that you can check out on my Instagram page, and I'll make sure to put a link to that video in a pinned comment. The effects of this full moon will be especially strong emotionally, with major possibilities for positive change for those of you that have a moon sign in Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, and it will also be positive, bringing in major change for those of you that have a moon sign in Libra or Aquarius, and it will be a great opportunity for growth and change, but it may cause some serious emotional waves and potential challenges in your relationships if your moon sign is in Gemini. And it will be a balancing energy with major transformative properties for those of you with a moon sign in Taurus, Cancer, Scorpio, or Capricorn, and it will have the potential for positive change, yes, but it will also bring up some possible conflicts, especially in your romantic relationships for those of you with a moon sign in Virgo or Pisces. Now let's jump right into what this full moon will mean for your individual sign. Okay, my powerful Aries, this full moon energy will be in your 9th house. So Aries, don't be surprised if during this time you find yourself questioning life a bit, meaning having those moments where you're thinking to yourself, what's life all about? Are you on the right path? Where would you be if you had made different choices in your life? Are you making the right choices now? When these sort of thoughts come along, don't let them distract you from what the truth is. The truth is, all we have is the present moment. So wasting any time reliving or questioning the past is just that, a waste of time. Now, if there's a lesson and some experience from the past and you aren't quite sure what it is, then yes, it could be productive to go over that experience and come to the conclusion of the part that you played in that experience and then the lesson that you learned from it. But having regret or frustration or reliving any sadness is definitely a waste of your time. And as an Aries, I know you're not into wasting time. This full moon in your 9th house is a very positive time for you. And when you find yourself asking certain questions about your life, just know that this is to open the door to excitement and exploration. Gemini season is all about manifesting into reality what you've been working on since your season. So this is the time to use the full moon energy to let go of any heaviness from the past, close the door on that chapter, and then embrace the unknown. Keep an open mind and take some risks, and remind yourself that you are at your best when you allow yourself to try something new. Also know that it is very likely during this time that a person or opportunity from a different culture may come your way during this full moon energy, Aries. So just know this influence of this person or experience will serve to open the door to new opportunities for you. A 9th house full moon transit also indicates the ending or resolution, or at least clarity when it comes to any legal issues that you might have been experiencing up until this point. Now, full moons are also about forgiveness, and transiting your 9th house indicates that if there is someone in your life that has been narrow-minded and that has a negative effect on you, now is the time to forgive that person. Release the frustration and resentment or pain around that relationship and move forward knowing that this full moon is a time for you to step into a new understanding of who you are at this point in your life and how you interact with the world around you. You are just now getting into the momentum of 2023, so take a deep breath, connect to the present moment, imagine yourself as the person you know you are at your best, and imagine yourself living the life that you truly desire and step into that reality, Aries. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon. Okay, my powerful Taurus, this full moon energy will be in your 8th house. So don't be surprised if you find yourself in the midst of an experience, either in a personal relationship or a work relationship or even a friendship or family relationship, and there's an emphasis bringing focus to the balance of give and take in your life regarding this situation. Now, you are an extremely fair and loyal person, Taurus, and you have no problem being there for someone that you care about. But do you also set the same standard for the people in your life and communicate when you are not receiving what it is that you know you deserve in your relationships? If you find yourself in the midst of a conflict during this time, or if you find yourself feeling like you are not getting what you know you deserve from someone in your life, this is the time for you to communicate what it is you are feeling and what it is you need in order to feel better. This way you give the person the opportunity to resolve the situation. Your Taurus energy can have the tendency to think that if someone cares about you, then they are naturally going to behave in a specific way because they care about you. However, as we know, everyone is different, and their version of being loving or being appreciative may look nothing like your version or what it is that you require in order to feel loved and appreciated. And this is why communication is so important. So use this full moon in Sagittarius to really get to know yourself, Taurus, in terms of what it is you really need in order to feel that balance of give and take, that balance is in a good place in your life and in your relationships, and make sure that you communicate those needs. And this may be challenging for you because you might think to yourself, well, I don't want to appear needy, or I don't want to push this person away. Or you may even say, well, if they really cared, they would naturally do it. But instead of using any of those lines of thinking as a distraction, love yourself enough to step into your power and bypass any fear or uncertainty and state your truth. This will begin to open the door to you receiving what you envision for yourself in life, because you will show the universe that you are ready to operate in a way where you truly believe you are worthy. Remember, the universe reflects back to you what is going on inside. So this full moon in your 8th house is assisting you in making the necessary changes when it comes to what you believe about yourself, in terms of what you deserve and in terms of having the confidence to communicate what you need. Now, these changes will create more balance and more abundance, not just in your relationships, but also when it comes to what you manifest in other areas of your life, Taurus. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon. Okay, my powerful Geminis, this full moon energy will be in your 7th house. So Gemini, be ready for some intense moments and realizations to come up when it comes to the relationships in your life. And this could apply to work relationships, to family relationships, friendships, and even romantic relationships. If there are any lingering issues in any of these connections, be ready for them to come to the forefront. And once they do, be ready for either resolution and a deeper connection to take place, or be ready for the relationship to come to an end. As a Gemini, you like to keep things light in terms of you would prefer to focus on enjoying your life and the experiences that it brings. And when it comes to relationships, you don't like drama. So when someone has an issue, you can tend to avoid talking about it. Not because you don't care, but because a big part of you might be thinking, let's just let it go and have a good time. Well, not everyone is capable of that. So much of the time, there can be those relationships that have those lingering unresolved issues. So this full moon in Sagittarius is bringing an opportunity to deal with any relationships that fit this description. Now, this is happening during your season, Gemini, during a time where you are meant to be focusing on you, the new opportunities, and manifesting the life that you envision for yourself. And thinking of dealing with any relationship issues during this time could initially seem to be less than desirable. But look at it this way: getting used to addressing issues right when they come up in a solution-oriented way will lend to you being able to move forward during your rebirth season, not only without the weight of any unresolved issues, but it will also make it highly likely that moving forward, when anything comes up in your relationships, which it will, because that's the nature of relationships, conflict will arise even when you're perfectly compatible, you'll get used to no longer avoiding it or putting the conversation off for another date. You will happily address it, resolve the issue, and then move forward. So Gemini, this full moon is actually going to be an excellent opportunity for you to create a new way of navigating relationships, and it will also give you a strong foundation of a balance in your relationships as you start this next chapter of life. So embrace this energetic opening. I hope you're having a great season, and happy full moon, Gemini. Okay, my powerful Cancerians, this full moon energy will be in your 6th house. So Cancers, don't be surprised if two things happen during this full moon energy. Number one, you may find that a job opportunity that has recently come up is either going to come to an end, or you will have finalized an agreement for a new job that is about to start. Either way, when it comes to your professional world, you will be getting some form of information regarding a job that has been up in the air, that you are wondering if you were going to get the job or if the agreement that you were working on was going to be finalized. So you will get an answer in some way. It will either be yes or no, but at least you're gonna have resolution. And just know whatever way it does work out, have certainty that that is in your best interest. So if it's a no, even if you're disappointed, know that there's something better. If it's a yes, great. Keep that momentum going, be excited, and let's see where it takes you. Now, the second area of your life where this full moon will bring useful information is when it comes to your personal health. If there is a health issue that you have been dealing with recently and you've been wondering the best way to go about dealing with it, or if you've been searching for information information on what exactly is going on, you more than likely during this full moon energy will get the answers that you've been looking for, which is always a good thing. Now, the 6th house full moon transit overall brings into focus what it is that you do on a day-to-day basis, and it brings this into focus so you can really take a look at what you do, and you can ask yourself, are these activities that I engage in good for me? Are they enriching your life? Are they good for your personal health? Or are they bad for you and adding to an energy of negativity? Once you come to the conclusion and answer these questions, you can make necessary changes and adjustments to get your daily routines on track in a way where you are making sure that you are doing the things that really improve your health mentally, physically, and spiritually. You know, Gemini season is a crucial time for you Cancerians because this is the time where you are really meant to spiritually clean house. You are also meant to practically clean house, meaning with the sun in your 12th house and the full moon in your 6th house, this is the time for you to really end anything that you know you don't want to carry into this next chapter. Resolve any issues that are lingering, physically tidy up your personal space, and clean out the actual clutter in your living space, and know that this is all in preparation for your season. The more work you do now in all of these areas, the more prepared you're going to be to manifest all of the abundance, all of the new opportunities, and all of the excitement that is meant to be coming your way when your season comes around, which is quickly approaching. So whatever is lingering in your life, deal with it now. Start your healthy routines now so you can be in an excellent flow for when your season comes around. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon Cancers. Okay, my powerful Leos, this full moon energy will be in your 5th house. So this is an excellent energy for you Leos out there. Not only do you have the power of the Gemini sun and your 11th house, which is a time of dreams coming true and new connections and expanding your network of friends, but now you have this full moon energy in your 5th house, which will bring insight into answering the question of if you are genuinely enjoying your life, and if not, what it is you can do about it to make sure that you are. Now, full moons, even when the energy is a positive one for you, the positive energy comes from certain emotions that come up and then finding the answers to forward movement through those emotions. So don't be surprised if you're a parent and something comes up with your child where the two of you will have the opportunity to deepen your relationship. Also, the 5th house could apply to your inner child. So there may be a situation that comes up and triggers feelings from your past, giving you the opportunity to realize how a past experience may have affected the younger you and the subsequent effects that that experience has had on your life up until this point. And now you have the opportunity to heal that part of you, release any hold that the experience may have had on your life, and now step into this next chapter with an entire new perspective on yourself and on life, with even more skills to make the most of each given moment, which will result in bringing more happiness to your life. Now, the 5th house also taps into the creativity within. So if there has been a creative project that you've been working on for a while, Leo, you may find that during this full moon energy, you've been given the inspiration to complete the project and then put it out into the world. This is also a time where you may find that you need to strike a balance between how much energy you give to friends and family and how much energy you give to yourself. Make sure you can find strength in saying no and doing so without guilt, and also making sure to communicate when necessary. Or this could also be a situation where you're spending too much time by yourself and you need to spend more time with friends and family. So that's all about saying yes as opposed to saying no. So whichever applies to your personal world, that's going to be the message for you. Now, if you have a friend or friends that are asking for your energy and you don't have it to give, have a conversation with them explaining your situation and letting them know that you just need some alone time to recharge. The 5th house is a great energy for you, Leo, so make sure that you take the opportunity to use it not only for its healing powers, but also for its capability to bring clarity and insight into your life in terms of anything that needs attention and resolution. So that way you can continue to make the most of this Gemini season and all of the abundance it has coming your way. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Leos. Okay, my powerful Virgos, this full moon energy will be in your 4th house. So Virgos, in the midst of this Gemini sun bringing energy to your 10th house, where work and forward movement is the area of focus, the full moon in Sagittarius is coming along to remind you that the balance of work and family is extremely important when it comes to the overall fulfillment of your life. So don't be surprised if during this full moon energy, your family starts to require or request more of your focus. If a situation does come up regarding a family member, instead of getting frustrated with the fact that it seems like this person or the situation never changes, challenge yourself to see the situation and the person in a different way. When it comes to family, acceptance is always your most powerful tool. And this doesn't mean that you have to agree with them or how they're behaving. But if you can accept them for exactly who they are right now at this point in time and release the wish or the desire that they were any different, and then connect with them on the level of what they are capable of without you imposing your expectations on them, if you can do that, you will be much more likely to be able to experience a stronger connection. Not to mention, when someone feels accepted as opposed to judged, they tend to also bring a different energy to the relationship. Now, the fourth house for sure applies to family, but it can also mean that this full moon might just be bringing you the message that you need to spend a bit more time to yourself, just to recharge. You put a lot of pressure on yourself, Virgo, and you give a lot of your energy to work, and that is great, especially during Gemini season. However, it is very important to balance your outer world with your inner world, and you know how much I always emphasize that balance is the key to life. When something is balanced, it thrives. When it's out of balance, it destructs. So if you are feeling depleted and not quite like yourself, this is not the time to say suck it up and keep on going. It's actually a time where you can say to yourself, it's okay to take a moment to yourself to reboot and allow yourself to breathe a bit. Not only will this recharge your physical and mental battery, but it will also result in you being in a much better place regarding your mood and just overall emotionally. So use this time, Virgo, to heal any family relationships, to give yourself the necessary time you need to reboot. This way you can continue this positive flow of momentum for yourself without coming up against burnout or exhaustion. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Virgo. Okay, my powerful Libras, this full moon energy will be in your third house. So Libra, don't be surprised if during this full moon energy you get an opportunity to practice and even improve your communication skills. Now, you are an air sign, so your mental capacity is for sure sharp, and you are a great communicator when it comes to giving someone advice or when it comes to explaining how to do something. However, when it comes to discussing your emotions, this is where things can be a bit challenging. And not because you are unclear on how to process your emotions, but because you tend to speculate on how you are going to be perceived and whether or not someone will understand where you're coming from, or if by communicating your feelings, you're going to spark a debate, or even worse, a fight that you don't want to be a part of, or that you might hurt someone's feelings. So this full moon energy is bringing you the message that when you communicate your truth, and make sure that you express what it is that you need, that not only do you enrich your relationships, but you also give the message to the universe that you value yourself, that you believe you are worthy of balanced relationships, and this will then allow the universe to reflect this back to you in the type of relationships that you attract. So if a situation comes up during this full moon energy where you think to yourself, there is something you would need in order to feel better about a certain relationship or a certain set of circumstances, take a moment to yourself first to establish what it is you would need and make sure that it's clear and specific, and then communicate that to the necessary person or people involved. Now, when I say make sure and be specific, I just mean don't express this need in a broad stroke or a generality that can be left to interpretation. For example, saying to someone, I just need you to be more loving, or I just need you to be more present or more understanding. Their definition of loving or present or understanding may be vastly different than yours. So being a bit more specific will absolutely work wonders. An example for being more specific would be, I would love for you to listen when I tell you about my day, and then you tell me about yours. Or another example would be, when I'm speaking to you, I would love it if you didn't look at your phone in the midst of our conversation. Whatever those specifics are for you that would make you feel more connected, communicate those things and do so without judging judging yourself or feeling guilty. This will give you the opportunity to deal with things as they come up with a proposed solution, as opposed to just seeing what the other person is going to do about something that they may not even know you are upset about. Now, this full moon in the third house can be an excellent time in terms of transforming the way you communicate. That can not only make your life a lot less stressful, but it will also give the people in your life the opportunity to give you what you genuinely need in order to feel loved without having to guess. So embrace this energetic opening, Libras, and happy full moon. Okay, my powerful Scorpios, this full moon energy will be in your second house. So Scorpio, this full moon energy is sure to bring up some feelings around money and the material world for you, and maybe even some feelings around how you are valued in a personal relationship in terms of, are you being treated according to your worth? This is also a time where you're meant to focus on your financial situation so you can assess how you feel about it, then come up with a clear plan on how you intend to handle the situation. This way you can have a clear plan to execute, because as a Scorpio, when you have a plan, you are excellent at executing the plan and being consistent. It can just sometimes be difficult with everything going on in life to really sit down, assess the situation, and come up with that plan. Now, it will also be important to factor in the relationships with the people in your life that do play a part in your financial well-being. Meaning, do you have people in your life where they take much more than they give? Or anyone in your life that thinks they may have power over you because they are the ones that contribute the most financially? Or maybe you're the controlling one that thinks because you bring the majority of the money to the table, then you should be the one making all of the decisions. However this is manifesting in your life, Scorpio, this is the time where balance is key. One person making more money than the other is of course fine and can work out great as long as the energy is balanced in terms of what is that other person doing to make sure that they are contributing to the well-being of the relationship. The thing is, without the clarity in terms of responsibilities that both parties are meant to uphold, it can be very easy for resentment or conflict or disconnect to arise. So use the energy of this full moon in Sagittarius to look at this dynamic of give and take in your life so you can have the necessary conversations and make the necessary adjustments to get that balance in a healthy place so you can thrive and the relationships in your life can thrive. This also may be a time where at your job you are ready to ask for a raise. Just know that making sure to have a deep feeling of certainty and confidence that you will attract whatever you need financially will be the key to releasing any energy of lack, and this will really assist you when it comes to stepping into a phase of financial abundance. And if you've been thinking of making a big purchase, this could also be a great time energetically to do that with a positive outcome. So overall, Scorpio, this full moon is meant to support you when it comes to releasing any unproductive ideas or relationships that are out of balance when it comes to the dynamic of give and take. This way you can embrace a mindset of abundance and wealth so you can step into the remainder of 2023 with a momentum in this area. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Scorpio. Okay, my powerful Sagittarians, this full moon energy will be in your first house, which will be a welcomed shift for you because, as you may know if you watched my Gemini season video, during Gemini season your Sagittarius energy goes on a bit of a vacation because that opposing energy of Gemini diminishes the part that Sagittarius plays in your chart, and you are left to operate from the other signs in your chart, especially in your big three, your sun, your moon, or your rising. So Sagittarius, during this full moon energy, you will be feeling a surge of your fiery Sag disposition, getting that Sag strength back. Now, this is still a full moon, so it will be accompanied by some emotional waves, some realizations, and maybe even some possible and necessary endings. But because this energy is concentrated in your first house, this can mean a major change in personal relationships, or you just feeling like you want to make some major changes in how you present yourself to the world. It could be something as simple as changing your hairstyle or the way that you dress, to really deciding that the people that you surround yourself with, that you're ready to make some edits in terms of who gets your energy and just how much of it you are willing to share. It could also mean just turning a corner in your professional or your personal life in some way. For example, a job that you've been waiting on that could finally come to a conclusion in terms of whether or not you'll be moving forward with that job, or if that job is not for you. And even when it comes to your romantic relationships, this could be a time where you decide that you want to take the relationship to the next level, or you may decide that the relationship has run its course and you are ready to let that connection go. During Gemini season, the sun transiting your 7th house urges you to make sure that relationships in your life are getting what it is that they need from you. And in the midst of this, the full moon in Sagittarius comes along to remind you about the relationship that you have with yourself. Are you getting the things that you need from yourself? If not, circumstances will surely come up to shed light on this fact, and this will be the perfect time to make the commitment to giving yourself the love that you know you deserve by making the choices that you know are in your soul's best interest. This is also a time to really let go of any issues that you have with your appearance, Sagittarius. If you've been critical of yourself or down on yourself, this full moon is giving you the opportunity to let that go. For sure, if there are things that you can do to be healthier and feel better about who you are, then absolutely take those steps. But remember that loving yourself also means accepting the things that you can't change and loving and appreciating all that you are inside and out. So this full moon is going to be an excellent time of self-discovery, realizations regarding relationships, and potentially some major steps forward when it comes to your professional world. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Sagittarius. Okay, my powerful Capricorns, this full moon energy will be in your 12th house. So this one is going to be an intense one for you Capricorns out there, but we love intense. As Capricorns, if we are going to do it, we want to do it all the way, and the 12th house is definitely a house of all the way, meaning this is not a lighthearted energy. The 12th house is the house of the subconscious and the secret self. So if you feel the urge during this full moon to take some time out from the day-to-day grind and take some time to yourself, definitely do so, Capricorn. This will be an excellent time to keep a dream journal because your dreams are more than likely going to be very vivid, and also they may be revealing information that has been in your subconscious mind, and this information could be helpful in bringing you understanding in terms of who you are right now and why you might look at your life the way that you do and the decisions that you make according to that perspective. So this will also be a great time to have a daily meditation practice or a daily journaling practice, any sort of activity that will give you a chance to breathe and be open to what is going on in the deeper parts of who you are. Those activities are going to be fantastic for you. Now, I like to call the 12th house the spiritual retreat house. This is where you can allow yourself to observe the material world as you go deep and experience your spiritual world. You may also find that recently, as we've been leading up to this full moon, you weren't feeling your best, meaning you were getting the necessary things done that you needed to get done, but you weren't walking around with the same sense of happiness that you usually have. And during this full moon in the 12th house, it will be revealed to you that this isn't a change in your emotional disposition, meaning that there's not some issue going on. You may just find that you are exhausted from keeping up with the day-to-day responsibilities in your life. It is important, Capricorns, to be in a constant state of observing your life and making sure to make the necessary edits for your personal energy. Sometimes that means giving less time to certain people. Sometimes that means giving less energy to certain activities. Remember, you have to take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. This balance is very necessary for you to be operating at optimal power and being able to enjoy yourself in the process. So overall, Capricorns, this will be an exciting time of realizations, of release, of clarity, of rest, which is great. So you can emerge on the other side of this full moon with a major reboot, prepared for the next full moon, which is going to be in your sign. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Capricorns. Okay, my powerful Aquarians, this full moon energy is going to be in your 11th house. So Aquarius, if you have a situation with a friend that has been lingering and needs resolution, don't be surprised if the opportunity for that resolution shows up during this full moon energy. More than likely, the resolution to this issue, because the full moon is in your 11th house and the sun is in your 5th house, more than likely the resolution is going to be in finding the balance between making sure that you have the freedom to do what it is that you want to do in your life without guilt, while also being able to give the relationships in your life the energy that they require or that they're requesting. Communication is always going to be the key here, Aquarius. Letting someone know what is going on with you in terms of when you do need time to yourself to focus on your desires and your creative goals, and letting them know that their friendship does mean a lot to you. But in order for you to have the energy to give to the friendships in your life, you have to also make sure that you are doing the things in your own independent life that feed your soul and bring you fulfillment and recharge your battery. Now, if a friend wants to spend time with you, And if the time period that they're requesting is not good for you, it's always a good idea to just let them know that you may not be able to do the time period that they're requesting, but let them know what you can do and reschedule. That way they feel like a priority and they know that they will get to spend time with you at some point. When it comes to this 11th house full moon energy, you might also have some feelings come up around a goal or a wish that you feel like has been unfulfilled, and you find that you have emotions of sadness or disappointment or even regret around this dream of yours. Now, if that is the case, if those feelings come up, this is the perfect time for you to release any negative energy around this idea and just ask yourself, is this something that you still want to do? And then embrace the idea that it's never too late. There's always a way. And with the sun in your 5th house, you more than likely are feeling the freedom and ambition to go for what you want. Also, if there's a goal in the past that you once had and you find that yes, that goal is unfulfilled, but at this point in your life, that goal no longer interests you, and that's okay. This full moon is also bringing the opening for you to let that goal go and really open up and establish new goals and new dreams for yourself. Explore who you are now and what interests you now, and make room for new ambitions by releasing the grip any past pursuits may have on you. So overall, Aquarius, this can be a fantastic time of healing certain relationships and for bringing clarity into your life when it comes to letting go of the dreams and ambitions of the past and establishing renewed ambitions for yourself. And they don't have to be brand new. If there is something from the past that you still want, renew that goal, but approach it differently. You are a different person now, so you want to make sure that you honor those differences and also that you capitalize on the new capabilities that you have now from the experiences and the knowledge that you have gained in your life. So embrace this energetic opening and happy full moon, Aquarius. Okay, my powerful Pisces, this full moon energy will be in your 10th house. So Pisces, if there is a job that you've applied for and you've been waiting to see if it's going to work out in your favor or not, more than likely you will have that answered during this full moon energy. Also, if you've been in a place in your life where you aren't quite sure what it is you want to do or what type of work you should be looking for, it is also highly likely that you will get clarity in this area as well. Now, the sun in Gemini has been urging you to focus on family and give the people and relationships in that area of your life the energy that they need. And now this full moon is coming along to make sure that you are also giving energy to your professional outer world as well. And by this, I mean it's just really a time to ask yourself, what are your goals, and have you been giving the energy to those goals that is necessary to manifest your vision into reality? Full moons are also about endings, so this may also be the time where a job may come to an end, and if that is the case, do your best to not worry about what the future holds. Instead, tap into that Piscean imagination and visualize what it is that you genuinely want and start to feel the emotions and the happiness connected to that existence and begin to live your life as though that is already taking place. Now, I know that can be difficult to do when the money from this envisioned life is not in your hands. However, don't let the frustration of the material world override the power of the spiritual world. The more you believe in what is possible and accept it as already done, the more likely you are to manifest exactly what you envision. So Pisces, see this full moon in Sagittarius as an excellent opportunity for you to get 100% clear on what it is you envision for yourself when it comes to your professional world and connect to this vision. Release any fear or doubt or frustration with your current situation, and know that if you step into a life where you know your vision is already a reality and you feel that gratitude and excitement connected to it, then all you have to do is begin to step into this next chapter of excitement and abundance. And this is the perfect time to do so, because as you recharge with the Gemini sun's energy in your 4th house, and you embrace the clarity and necessary endings that come along with the energy of this full moon in Sagittarius, you will be setting the stage for the perfect momentum to be underway when Cancer season comes along, which is going to be an amazing time for you. So embrace this energetic opening, Pisces, and happy full moon. Okay, so there you have it, the top 3 things you need to know about this full moon in Sagittarius, along with some insight into how your sign can make the most of this full moon energy. I hope you all enjoyed the information. If you did, please don't forget the baby tap. If you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Thank you so much for taking the time to come and hang out with me. I love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.